Welcome back, and to shed more light on antiquities and tourism in Egypt, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Elhamy Zayat, a tourism expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Well, sir, could you provide an overview of the major antiquities restoration projects that are planned in Egypt for the upcoming year 2023-2024?
Well, there are many restoration programs for the coming years.
Yeah.
But let's see which are the more important thing now is the opening of the new museum. This is what people care for. As for the restoration, you have definitely the restoration of the tomb of Ramses II. They have been working, it's a huge tomb, and unfortunately there was torrential rains 200 years ago, and they blocked the entrance of the tomb. Now the entrance is clear, but the tomb is heavily damaged. So it will take a lot of time to clear it. But it's the same person who is also restoring the temple of Ramses II on the West Bank, which is the Ramesseum. And this is very important work in progress. There are also a lot of restoration on the East Bank in the Karnak temple. The Mut, it's the temple of basically Amon-Ra, Mut, and Khonsu. Khonsu is the son and Mut is the mother. So the mother temple was restored to a great extent, and they are working on the son, which is Khonsu, which is the temple on the left. Mm-hmm. So there are too many restorations going on, and this is very important for the tourists, of course, and for us, because it will benefit not only the actual generation, but the future generation as well.
Sir, what's the importance of these restoration projects for Egypt's cultural heritage and tourism industry?
For the cultural heritage, it's extremely important, as well as it's the same reason. It's that restoring means keeping the thing in good state for the future, because it will be ridiculous if our children and grandchildren don't see what was there. Because if you leave something decay, it will go any further decay. So it will be you won't be able to see anything in the future. So we have to keep restoring. And we have a lot of factors that oblige us to restore. It's the wind factor, especially wind when they come from the south. They are carrying sand, the Hamassin. So this definitely needs cleaning and taking care of the sites all the time. There is the rain, and there is the table water, the underground water, like happened with the temple of Luxor a few years back. We had a lot of water under the temple. And what happened is that the pillars of the temple leaned. This was, I remember quite distinctly, in 1977. And because I was going to have an event there, and they said it's impossible because the pillars are leaning. So they had to restore them. So you have to always keep restoring things all the time. Not only in the south, in the north, all over Egypt, because there is not one single place where you don't have monuments in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Sir, in addition to restoration, are there any plans to improve the infrastructure and facilities surrounding the antiquities sites to enhance the visitor experience?
Yes, I think this is a very, very good question and on time. I don't know if you have been to the pyramids lately, but the plan is that they will definitely close the actual entrance to the pyramids. You'll go from Fayoum Road, and you see how much they are enlarging Fayoum Road, and there is an entrance from Fayoum Road, so you can go from the back of the pyramid.
Yes.
And then they will have a station for if you want, they will have 32 electric bus and 11 electric micro or vans, so that for the future pollution, so that it does not pollute the area. Then one thing which is a very bad pollution is the people. So we are putting, I mean, the people who have the horses, the camels,
Yeah.
and as you know, they tell you take $10 you get on a camel, and to get down you need to pay $50. So to stop all this, there will be signs as to how much they should pay, and there will be
Fixed
control.
amounts. There will be
Yes,
fixed amounts. Actually, the pyramids area has improved very much lately. I've been there
absolutely, absolutely.
recently. Yeah, there's
And
a great improvement in the surrounding area of the pyramids.
and you will see better even in the future, because the same company that took the part which is west of the pyramid is taking also the east, which is where you have the Sphinx.
Yeah,
And there will be a new Sound and Light. I don't know if you are aware of it.
yeah,
And they bought the rights from the French company. And so it will be very, very good. They will definitely improve the Sound and Light, and they will make 3 restaurants down, so you can watch the Sound and Light from 3 different restaurants, plus of course the seats as usual, which are present now.
yeah. Are there any measures in place to ensure the preservation and sustainability of the restored antiquities once the projects are completed?
Absolutely, because this is a process that has to take place every year, every month, all the time. I mean, it's not one-time shot. You have to do it all the time, because you keep getting sand, you keep getting stones, you keep getting rain, so you have to do it all the time. Now we hope in Luxor, for instance, on the West Bank, they are using buses, but still they are not electric buses. No private company like the Pyramids has taken the project. But I'm sure in the future it will happen. But now at least to reduce to a great extent the factors of pollution, they are using, you have to go down and take like a trolley, but it's electrical car, you know. But it's not electrical buses, it's just a car that takes you there. So, and they are not air conditioned, and you know what's the temperature in summer in Luxor, and there are visitors in summer. So I'm pretty sure that in the future they will have the buses like at the pyramids. So we have to think of all the cases. Now, something else which is more important is the ramps. We do not have ramps in all the sites. The ramps for people who are on wheelchair.
Yeah.
And this is very important, because now people are thinking always to have, I wouldn't say handicap, but people with special needs.
Yeah.
So we have to, these are important tourists.
Yeah.
I mean, as important as all others. So besides doing toilets for these people, because they are incapacitated, so they need special toilets. So all this will take place, and I believe the private sector will be a very important factor to improve this infrastructure.
Right. Sir, will these restoration projects promote education and awareness about Egypt's rich cultural heritage among the local population and also among visitors?
Absolutely. And what you mentioned, the local population, is very crucial. Because if the local population does not believe that these monuments are important, forget it. They will just spoil them, one way or the other, like people just would like to put their names on monuments. And not only Egyptian, foreigners also do it. And they caught one lately trying to put his name and the heart and all these things. It's, you have to make sure these things do not occur. So this is a sort of importance of the guards who are there. There must be well paid, and it's difficult for the Ministry of Antiquities, because you know they have about 90,000 employees, so it's quite an important number. So that's why I believe they should give this job to private sectors to do it, and they can charge, of course, what they see is adequate to maintain the status.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Elhamy Zayat, the tourism expert. Many thanks for your insights, sir. And your viewers, that brings us to the end of this edition of Cairo Local Time. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the top stories that will be coming up in a moment.